lovely and darling viewers, it's Jen here at Check Her Joy, and this time I'm reviewing Black Panther, A Nation Under Our Feet. This is from 2016. This story arc runs over 12 issues, and it takes 3 trade paperbacks to cover it. The writing on this is by Ta-Nehisi Coates, and the art is by Brian Stelfreeze, Chris Sprouse, and Laura Martin. So in these, we have the Black Panther, T'Challa, and he is the king of Wakanda. Except that recently his sister has been running the country while T'Challa has been off fighting all these really big battles. Like, he's been working with the Avengers and the Ultimates. And, I mean, it's really important stuff that he had to do. And his sister has been in charge. She's been the queen of Wakanda, and she's also taken on the mantle of the Black Panther. However, T'Challa is back now because his sister Shuri is now dead. She died defending Wakanda. So Wakanda recently just got brutalized. There was this massive flood. They also got attacked by Doom, and then they got attacked by Thanos. And just, it's not been a great time for Wakanda. They're kind of in a mess, and this whole country is questioning who they are and what they want from their future. They aren't feeling very secure. They aren't entirely behind T'Challa. Like, he's been off doing other things, and like, hey, he doesn't care about us. And so there's this dissent among the people and this question of, do we really want a monarchy, and do we really want a king? So one of the main threats in the storyline is these two, Tito and Zenzi, and they want to take over Wakanda. And Zenzi, the girl, has this power that she can stoke people's emotions and drive them to basically have superhuman abilities. So all she needs is a seed of doubt or anger or rage, and she can turn them into fighters that can just fight all night long and keep going and have super strength. So it's kind of cool that she can do that and give people these powers, except that she's manipulating them. The other side of that, though, is that they need the seed of emotion that she can manipulate. If they aren't unhappy, if they don't have anger, if they don't distrust the government, then she can't control them anymore, and then she tends to take people out who aren't helping her. And then we also have Tito, who is aiding her, and I'm pretty sure he just wants to be king in T'Challa's place. I think that's what's happening. We also have these two members of the Dora Milaje, which is Wakanda's elite fighting force. Like, it's an all-female warriors. And two of them, Ayo and Anika, have gone off on their own. They fought this one chieftain who was raping and abusing women, and they took him out, except they did it without the explicit instructions and okay from the government. And so Ayo, as the captain of the Dora Milaje, has been sentenced to death for this, to be, to have an example set that this is not okay and you can't just be the law unto yourself and you have to follow the rules. Aniko, however, is in love with Ayo, and so the two of them break out of prison and they start their own group in this remote region of Wakanda, and they are taking out the chieftains and trying to save women and free them, and really just being a voice for women in the country. Also playing a part of this is Changamire, who's one of the teachers at one of the universities in Wakanda, and he is a philosopher, and he has been trying to instill this idea of democracy in the people. And he doesn't want a monarchy, he wants the people to be in charge. And while he's not violent on his own, that doesn't mean that other people aren't willing to use his ideals for their own political gain. So that becomes part of this too, about this idea of democracy versus monarchy and what do the people want. So the teacher definitely wants a revolution to happen, but it's a question of the means. Another part of the storyline is that we have Shuri, the sister. She is in this land of the dead. Like, she's not fully, completely dead yet. And she is in this world where she is going through the memories of her people, like the living history of Wakanda, and learning about their past and the stories and what we learned from the past and why Wakanda is the way it is, how the government was formed. It's really cool to kind of see all this folklore. And we see Shuri growing as a person and becoming stronger and wiser, and it's awesome. And so T'Challa has a few different things going on with him. We do get to see part of the story told from his perspective and narrated by T'Challa, and we get to see his thoughts, which I super loved about this particular storyline. So T'Challa is wrestling with what his people want. He is not only having to defend them from these insurgents and revolutionaries who are trying to physically attack Wakanda and take over, but he's also dealing with the mental part of it and the morale part of it. Like, the people have lost their faith in him. The people aren't sure about him. Do they really want a king? Do they really want T'Challa as the king? So in this series, we have an attempted revolution happening in Wakanda. It's one that's being fought physically with insurgents and with military fighting, basically. But then there is also this battle being fought within the hearts and minds of the everyday people about what they stand for and what they want, and they're being bombarded on all sides. We have T'Challa trying to convince them that the monarchy is strong and that he's a good leader. We also have the teacher trying to instill a sense of democracy and of having not one person in charge of the country. We have the Dora Milaje coming out, and they're trying to defend women and the importance of like one theme that keeps showing up is what good is a revolution if half of the people in the country don't have a say in what's happening. So they're trying to fight for women's rights in this country and protecting them. We also see T'Challa trying to get Shuri back. Like, he knows his sister isn't completely dead and she's in this limbo state, and he's trying to bring her back to our world. So, on the whole, I really enjoyed the storyline. I like the fact that it isn't just fighting. It's a lot of political, mental, and morale stuff happening, kind of questions about government, and what really wrestling with what Wakanda is, what Wakanda has been, and what Wakanda can be. So on the whole, this run got 4 stars from me, like straight across the board. Actually, the farther we got, the more I was into it, so those last ones were definitely higher. Okay, so special features in these volumes. Volume 1 has the original Black Panther appearance from the Fantastic Four comics from the 1960s. It is issue 52. I've already reviewed this Fantastic Four comic because it was part of the Who is the Black Panther. So I will post a link to that review if you want to check out my thoughts on that. This one also has a behind-the-scenes interview with the artist Brian Stelfreeze about the comics, which was really cool. Volume 3 has new Avenger comics from the 2013 run, specifically issues 18, 21, and 24. I skipped them, though, because I'm about to read the new Avengers, and I didn't want to read those first. Like, I haven't started with issue 1. Like, I want to get to them where they belong chronologically in that story run. So, skipped it, but if you're interested, they're in here. They have the Black Panther and Shuri in them, which is why they're included in this volume. And then volume 2 has a preview of the world of Wakanda, which has Roxane Gay writing. It is a 4-page preview, and it follows the Dora Milaje as they are training. And we get to see when Io originally joined the group and what her experience was, which is super cool. I really liked it. It's a really short intro, though. And then volume 2 also has Jungle Action issues 6 and 7. These are from 1973. They are by Don McGregor and Rich Buckler. And these have the Black Panther in them. They take place in Wakanda. And in these, we have him fighting an insurgent group in the jungles of Wakanda. So they are being led by Killmonger, and he wants to take over Wakanda, and he's doing that by terrorizing the people. He is looting and pillaging and capturing people and torturing them, and he's got this like deadly weapon that he's using to terrorize everyone. And in this comic, T'Challa has been away. He's been fighting with the Avengers, and he comes back to the country, and he's not entirely sure where his place is anymore. And some of the people have lost their faith in the Black Panther. Kind of similar to the coats around here. So this has the introduction of Killmonger in it, which is kind of cool. We also get to see Monica Lind in Wakanda and how she feels about the country and trying to find her place there. And issue 7 also has Venom, which is this dude who can control snakes, and Black Panther's gotta fight him too. This is kind of not the whole story arc, though, which was kind of disappointing. So, like, issue 7 ends on a cliffhanger, and there's, like, more fighting going on, but, like, it's not resolved, and that kind of felt bad, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to have to go track these down. Why? But I did enjoy these. Like, they're, like, 3 stars for this. Very colorful. Kind of enjoying the old school Black Panther also. So there's my review for the Black Panther, A Nation Under Our Feet. Let me know in the comments below if you've read this run and what you thought of it, or are you planning on reading it now? So I would recommend these if you guys want to check them out. Like I said, they're 4 stars. I really enjoyed them. It's kind of an odd place to start reading if you've never read Black Panther, just because all these battles have happened beforehand. And like, I hadn't read those battles. I don't know exactly what happened, but things are explained, and there is kind of this catch-up thing at the beginning of the book, so you can, like, you're not completely lost. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and peace out. I love you guys, and keep reading. Bye!